Hi there. Today we're going to talk about marginal costs. What are they? Why are they important? And how do we calculate it? Well, first of all, marginal costs are essentially the costs per unit, or the cost for one more unit of production. Now, mind you, just because it's said that it's the cost of one more unit in production doesn't mean that it's only limited to increasing the amount of quantity produced by one. You can throw any number at this, but always keep in mind that just because quantity goes up or down does not mean that the cost is going to be proportionally valued to the quantity. Remember that marginal cost, when you look at your graphs, is a curve. It's never a straight line. All right, so what's the first step here? The first step is that we need to calculate our changing cost, C. Well, what is the changing cost? We need to take our new by our old. Now, mind you, before we get started here, new is going to be prime with our 1 here. So if you want to get the changing cost, simply take your cost, your new cost, prime, minus your old cost. And the same happens with quantity when we need to calculate our changing quantity. We're going to use C and Q just to keep things simple here. And the firm that we're going to look at really quick is going to be a peanut butter and jelly manufacturer. And we're going to check out the marginal cost by increasing the quantity produced. Now, mind you, when you increase the quantity of something, the total costs are going to change, or your fixed costs are going to change because your supplies might end up in short supply. For example, if with jelly, the berries are more rare because it's wintertime, the prices are going to go up as according to the law of supply and demand. So imagine that the traditional cost, or the usual cost, for 200 units or 200 quantity produced of peanut butter and jelly units, we'll combine them into one. It's university student time, so peanut butter and jelly, it's important for you guys, I know. All right, so for 200 quantities produced is $600. $600, 600 pounds, it doesn't matter. But imagine if we want to increase the quantity to 250. And we will call that Q1 or Q prime. And then we are also going to have a difference in price because of what we need for supplies. And of course, obviously, there's going to be an increase because there's more work, more production, more electricity being used, etc., and more staff hours. So we're going to increase this to 700 cost. We'll see 1. So if we run it through our equation here, we're going to end up with 700 minus 600 over 250 minus 200, which is going to run down to 100 over 50, which is going to mean that we have a 2 marginal cost, or basically the increase of price per unit is 2 for every unit. That's it. Now, we won't get into graphing so much right now because it's a very complicated animal on its own. However, we might get into that later. Thank you very much for your time. If you found that helpful, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that little bell for notifications. And don't forget to check out the description below.